Welcome back, fuckers, to the Fuck My Work Life podcast.
Hey, everybody, I'm Kay.
And I'm Jay.
And this is a bonus episode.
Yes, that we are doing in between seasons 1 and seasons 2.
That's right.
Well, season 2.
Right. Just one season.
In between seasons 1 and 2.
There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah. We actually looked at the thesaurus. Damn, I said it right. To see, was there a word for in between?
A different word.
And we said, you know, we asked Siri, and
that bitch sucks.
She's a cunt. So and she's not that smart.
Yeah.
So it's in between.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't like the suggestion she gave us. So anyway, bonus episode in between seasons. This isn't going to be a full episode where we talk the whole time.
Nope.
What we're doing is we picked out some of our favorite stories from season 1. So we're going to compile those and have a little listen.
Yeah.
And that's it? Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Kay doesn't want to do it, but, you know, we drink because we work. As you all know, I'm drinking Coors Light.
That's
and
right.
Kay is not drinking.
I'm not drinking. I'm taking
good.
I'm taking a little break from drinking for a few weeks, just to cleanse out my system.
Before my birthday weekend.
Before your birthday weekend and before we start recording again.
Yeah, it's going to be a shit show that weekend.
I know. Our neighbors are not going to like us. People like to call the cops on people around here, so we got to keep it quiet after a certain time.
Yeah. Unfortunately for us, when the cops are called around here, it's not for little shit. Shit goes down.
Yeah, sometimes. It's an exciting neighborhood.
It is.
Okay, so we've put together some stories for you.
Yes.
From our first season of Fuck My Work Life.
Which was a great season.
Yeah, it was
We had a lot
good.
of success.
Yeah.
Met a lot of new people. It was really good.
Yeah, it was good. It was fun. I miss it. Like, we took this break because we needed a break, and
Yeah,
I'm like, how could I miss podcasting?
I know. That's why I keep elaborating on stuff, because I miss talking on the microphone.
Yeah.
But we'll bring it back soon.
I know. Yeah. Maybe next month.
Yeah, probably middle of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After we go on our camping trip. And
Yep.
So we've got 5 stories for you today, and we're going to just go through those and kind of tell why we picked each story.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go first. The first story that I picked, I don't know what episode this was from. I should have written that down.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. The name of the first story I picked is Hug Day.
Yeah, that was a good one.
And I love Hug Day just because it's so just wholesome and sweet. And,
but still funny.
And funny and just...
And awkward.
And yeah, it's got everything. And I really love this story. So we are going to listen to Hug Day.
Let's get to it. I'm going to read this story. This one is called Hug Day.
Oh, makes me feel all warm and tingly inside.
My first job was at a private golf country club.
Fancy.
When I was about 18 years old. There, I maintained the golf carts and helped out the members when needed. I wonder how he maintained the golf carts.
Yeah, wipe them down, clean off the seats.
So he cleaned the golf carts.
Yeah, I don't think...
Well, maintenance is different than cleaning.
Don't
try to boast yourself up, pal. Anywho, one day the general manager of the company came outside to assess things. He was walking out of the building, and I was walking towards the building. And as I turned a corner, he happened to be there. We came to this awkward 90-degree conjunction where we both stopped to let the other pass. He opened his arms in a gesture for me to go ahead and pass, but me, being the awkward individual that I am, thought that he wanted to hug. So I dove in. I am not a very tall male, roughly around 5'6", and my general manager was around 6'2". Now that's a man. So my head rested at about his chest level.
Aww.
As I was hugging this man I did not know very well, I heard him go, "Oh."
I think it'd be more like, "Oh."
Oh. And that is when I knew I fucked up. As I pulled away, I avoided all eye contact with him and quickly began making my way to my destination, where I heard him say, "Have a nice day," just twisting the knife deeper. Apparently, he told my manager and a few other people in the office, who got a kick out of it and decided to go around giving people hugs that day. I didn't know about this until people started to come up to me and give me a hug and say, "Happy Hug Day."
Oh my God.
That's when I knew my secret was out.
I love this story.
It's a good one.
I hope Hug Day became a national holiday at this golf club.
Oh, I bet it did.
It's National Hug Day.
It's National Country Club Hug Day.
Oh God. I just love that vision. I could see the guy's just eyes closed, resting against the chest of his general manager, and just hugging. Oh.
I hope you guys enjoyed that story. We love it. This next story that we're going to get into, I picked, and it is called Poo Perv. And I picked this story because my imagination was going, and I could watch in my head while we're reading it. I can watch an old man walking through the racks of clothes, shitting himself, basically.
Oh, God.
And then, shaking his leg and letting it come out the bottom.
Yeah, this one, I know what episode this was from our shit show episode.
Yeah, this is, definitely from the shit show episode.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so enjoy the story.
This is Poo Perv.
Poo Perv.
Is my favorite story of all time. So we are calling this one Poo Perv.
Great.
Back in my teen years, I worked at a retail department store similar to Macy's. It was a 2-story building in the mall. One night shift, I was working at the top of the escalator in the home department. It was slow, so I was at the register talking with my coworker. He was also a teenager still in high school like me. A man in his maybe late 50s, early 60s got off the top of the escalator and asked us where the bathroom was. I pointed and told him it was in the back corner. It was coming closer to Christmas time, so he walked through an area that was overflowing with trees and decorations. I only barely noticed that he seemed to stop a few times along his way to the bathroom. About 5 minutes later, I was putting back a returned item to the Christmas area. At the same time, I and 2 other customers noticed the smell. They started laughing, saying, "It smells like someone shit themselves," and made gagging sounds. Overhearing them, I started to laugh too. Then I looked around and I saw it. Shit.
Nice.
Lots of shit all over the carpet. Oh.
Hell yeah.
God. Now you're probably thinking, that old guy had diarrhea. Poor old man. Wrong. This was solid pieces of shit. Pebbles of poop. Logs of human excrement.
Any more explanations?
Descriptives. I was starting to laugh pretty hard because how else would a 17-year-old act at seeing a line of poop on the carpet? My coworker looked at me and was like, "What is everyone laughing at?" And I said, "Oh my God, that old guy totally crapped his pants. There's literally shit on the floor over there." He didn't believe me, so he had to go look for himself. That guy didn't shit his pants. That guy dropped trow if there were, logs of shit.
I don't even know what to say. I mean, where can you go with that?
I don't know. I called the manager to come take care of the situation. She sent some new kid who wasn't part of the cleaning staff but worked in the back unloading and unboxing new stock. He came out with a mop and just sort of smeared all this poop all around the carpet, really mashing it in.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Not only do you have shit all over the floor, but you have
now you have it all over your mop.
Yeah, now you have a teenager who doesn't know how to deal with it, just kind of spreading it around.
And he probably just put that mop bucket back in the cleaning.
He probably started chasing people with it, like chasing all the girls that he had a crush on.
Every floor that was cleaned the rest of that night just had shit smeared all over it. Oh, God. Where was I? Really mashing it in. He was maybe 20 years old and was not going to come close to touching someone else's poop. By this point, I was on lookout for the old guy. There was only one way out for him, and he had to come by my register. Word of the poop man was getting around the store. A woman coworker who was in her 50s came by to see what was going on and told the mop boy to step aside since he was only making it worse. She grabbed some tissues and picked up the poop like it was only some dog poop. All of us just stared at her.
Now that's a hero.
Yeah, she is the winner of this story. She said, once you have kids, picking up poop is no big deal.
That's right.
Or dogs, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's different. I would not pick up a human shit, but I have no issue,
I think
picking up the dog shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, we do it every day.
Yeah.
But I think mentally, if I was following some old man and had to pick up his shit, I don't think I'd be able to do it.
Yeah. Also, I missed the second part of this woman's sentence. Okay, so she said, once you have kids, picking up poop is no big deal. This isn't even the first time someone has done this. It happened a few other times in the past few months. So around this time, we see the old guy start walking back to the escalators. My coworkers and I busy ourselves around the register so we can see if he says anything. Teenagers, right? He quickly walks down the stairs. His pants are shit-stained and wet. Aww, maybe he did have an issue. The woman that had picked up his shit then goes, oh my god, that's the same guy that did this before. I think he's some perv that gets off at shitting in public.
Who? I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess. There's people who do weirder shit to get off, like serial killers and shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Like it's like this poor guy, but the same place where he's shitting in the same...
If he's doing it multiple times, like, what the fuck?
He needs
How do you walk by a place, like, see the big Macy's sign and go,
I'm going to shit in there.
I'm going to shit on that floor in there.
He needs some Depends.
Baby, go get the car.
I'm just going to shit. I'm sure she was right because the manager had gone into the bathroom to see if the old man needed help or new pants, and he said he was fine. No issues with him. He left his poop-filled underwear in the sink when he left.
Nice.
Still to this day, I cringe and laughed at this memory, but also think there's no way I would pick up someone else's shit, especially not for a minimum wage retail employee. All right. That was Poo Perv. If you guys are still with us and not completely grossed out, we're going to test you even further right now with Jay's second pick, the disaster restoration stories.
Yes, this story, I picked disaster restoration because for a short time we watched Hoarders.
Yeah.
And when I heard this story, once again, my 5-year-old imagination that has 42 years of experience went crazy. And this episode I picked because it will always stick with me.
Yeah, well, this one is like 3 in 1.
Yeah, it's like 3 stories in one, but it will always stick with me.
Yeah. Okay, so let's listen to
Disaster Restoration. Disaster Restoration. I want to
preface.
Yes, that word. This gets pretty fucking nasty.
Yeah,
some of it gets. I mean, it's not.
If you have a weak stomach,
yes,
it's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
If you've ever watched an episode of Hoarders, you're probably fine.
If you have any sort of imagination, turn that shit off. Okay. Well, disaster. What's up?
Don't turn it off. Just fast forward a few minutes and then come back to us.
Yeah. Disaster restoration. I have a few stories from a disaster restoration company that I worked for. I saw everything from suicide cleanup to liquefied hot dogs. How the fuck does that happen? Is that like they just sit so long that...
Would they liquefy?
I don't know.
We need to know more, Jer.
I thought they would fuck... Like, I thought hot dogs was like bologna that shit'll last forever.
Like Twinkies? They just never...
Yeah, they just never go bad.
Yeah, I don't know.
Liquefied hot dogs to unpowered meat freezers. Holy fuck.
Oh, God, I can imagine that smell.
Jesus Christ. Oh, does he want me to... Should we have Sam Elliott come in? Nah. I'm just gonna be normal. Sorry, bud. Sam Elliott couldn't make it today.
He's starting to get a little bit prima donna-ish, and it's like requiring too much payment to come be a guest on our podcast.
Yeah, he is.
So
yeah,
few and far between. That guy.
But there are 3 jobs we went on that stick out in my mind as the worst I ever encountered while I was with this company. The first was an apartment cleanup of a woman with dementia. Know the show Hoarders? Yeah, it was that.
We do.
Yeah, we do. It's like a love-hate relationship with Hoarders.
We got on a Hoarders kick a few weeks ago.
We watch it like we've seen a fucking demon, but we can't stop watching it.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine having to actually deal with it in real life.
No. We had to hire a moving company just to access the apartment. She would sit there in front of the Home Shopping Network and order things that came up. Then forgot she ordered them and order them again as they came up. She had so much stuff jammed into this 2-bedroom apartment that there was only a path from the front door to the couch, couch to the kitchen, kitchen to the bathroom, bathroom to the bedroom. It was a traffic pattern so worn that it was black as compared to her white carpet.
Ew.
Ew. The kitchen was a nightmare scene. She left raw steak on the stove to bleed out down the counters and rot fucking egg.
How was it? I mean, it might have been just infested with fucking insects and how... I don't understand how people live like that. Dementia, she probably wasn't super aware of all this, but oh, God.
Yeah, that's...
Did she not have anyone taking care of her?
Who the fuck lets a steak run down the counter? I'm fucking hot. I'm pissed.
Let that meat go to waste. That poor cow died in vain.
Better not have been a ribeye. That shit better been like chuck or fucking sirloin or some cheap shit. Anyway, the fridge was filled with black mashed potatoes. Who does that to mashed potatoes?
That's what... Now I'm hot.
You're gonna... Oh, fuck this shit. We're fucking...
My
fuck
earrings
this shit.
are coming off. We're gonna fight, old lady. Dare you do that to mashed potatoes?
God damn it. Oh, here we go. Pickles with hair on them.
Mm-mm.
I'd still eat them.
What?
Just a little...
No. Like...
Rub it on my shorts.
Also, again, like, pickles. Pickles are pickled in vinegar. How long were they sitting there?
To get hair on them.
Unless maybe they were, like, out of the jar and just then they started. Still,
I mean,
a long time for that to happen. But...
Pickles with hair on them, and the list goes on. It all had to go. The walls had sweat marks from the filth on them.
Oh my God.
It was gross. And that was the least of the three. And that sentence was in all caps.
Yeah.
So I feel like we're gonna...
Hey Jay.
We're diving into the deep end.
Hey Jay, when we're done recording, can we deep clean our apartment, please?
Yeah, go for it, babe.
Fuck yeah.
Remember the last time we had people over and you had me vacuuming the ceiling?
I didn't. You did that on your own. I didn't tell you to vacuum the ceiling.
Oh. Well, I forgot about that. Whatever.
I should have taken videos of that.
Okay, let's move on. So this is the next story.
Okay, everyone.
From the same person of his working at this disaster cleanup. And I can only imagine it's going to be good.
If that first one was the least of the three.
Yeah. The next was a house cleanup of an individual that was maybe the grossest person alive. I say this never seeing them.
You just know.
But seeing the state of the house was in made me make that assessment. Well, that's probably an accurate assessment. We arrived to find laundry piled to the ceiling with the tags still on them.
At least they were maybe clean?
Here we go.
I don't know.
Menstrual blood, untended in undergarments and pants. By untended, I mean no preventative measures were taken to prevent it going onto the clothes.
Oh, God.
It was a mess. What the actual fuck?
Again, there's got to be some severe mental issues here. Yikes.
She had many cats and never changed a litter box. Not once. Her basement was a sea of unchanged cat litter. My coworker and I had to wear full hazmat suits to get it out. And you could still smell the cat pee through the HEPA filter masks. It was horrendous.
That's like super... Like, if she lived like that...
Yeah.
Isn't that incredibly unhealthy to, like, be breathing in those fucking fumes of cat piss continuously?
I would think. I would also think that... I don't fucking know. Like, what do you want me to say? God damn.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say to that?
I don't think you say anything. If you're in that job, you're just like, he said he'd never actually met her, right?
Yeah. No.
I wonder, I mean, were they still alive at this point?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Doesn't say.
Ugh.
Anyway, moving on. We cleaned a pile of garbage in one room and found magazines from the late 80s at the bottom of the pile. There were maggots in the stuffed animals.
Oh, God.
It went on and on like this. Took us 2 weeks to clean up. 2 dumpsters full of stuff that had to be trashed.
Why?
Just breathe. Just breathe.
I don't know how anyone does this job.
I do have an imagination, so I'm there right now.
You're cleaning that shit out.
And I want to whoop someone's ass.
Yeah.
I don't actually want to whoop someone's ass.
It's so sad. It's so sad.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. There has to be some reason someone is living that way.
Yes. There's still another story to this.
Was that the end of the second part of the story? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, God.
But, we've talked about, we listen to, true crime podcasts and stuff like that. And we've talked about before how you look at serial killers and the shit that they do. And, my whole big thing is, what makes someone in their mind cross that line into
craziness?
That area where
crazy's probably
such a small percentage goes.
Yeah.
What piques someone's interest to do that? How the mind works.
Yeah, are they born that way?
This is on par with that.
Well, it's just a different type of mental illness.
I know. But it's still it piques my curiosity. How do you live somewhere where you let it get so bad to the point where someone else walks in your house and wants to puke, but you live there?
Right.
I don't know. I don't have, menstrual things happen because I'm a dude.
Well, that's good to know.
You get to the point where fuck it. I'm not going to wear a pad or a tampon. I'm just going to
a tampon?
A tampon. I ain't going to wear a tampon.
Yeah.
It really piques my curiosity how
what happened
it gets to that point, All right. Lastly, from this job was a sewer backup in a cardboard factory.
Oh, no.
The bottom level of the factory had a faulty plumbing setup, and one summer it just backed up. The exact quote from the plant manager was, "It was geysering shit."
Oh. I'm going to go crawl into a hole and die.
When we arrived, the entire floor was covered in 2 inches of human excrement. Oh my fucking God.
No.
You learn quickly to disassociate when you see that.
Yeah.
That was a multiple week job as well. Oh. Lots of suction and dark thoughts.
Yeah.
Nothing will humble you quicker than having to get on your stomach in that filth so you can hand clean. So you can hand clean under the lockers that were bolted to the wall. It was a lot. It got cleaned, but I still question why I went back to this day.
I was going to say, you didn't quit after that experience.
A.
Oh my God. I need to go take a shower, cry a little bit, and get over this story.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Oh, wait. So who's that story from?
That was from Jimmy from Neatcast.
Yeah.
So if you're like me, your eyes are a little squinted and you're cringing and your hair's standing up after listening to that story.
Yeah, you might be a little nauseous.
But this next story is a great one. It's called The Pub.
Yeah, so I picked this one. This is one of my favorites. I love spooky paranormal stuff. And this one was sent to us from Joe from the Hallmark of Greatness podcast when he worked in a creepy old pub somewhere in the UK. I tested out my horrible British accent on this one as well. I mean, I loved both of our paranormal episodes a lot. Yeah. A lot of good stories. But this story was really good and creepy.
Besides the story being great, the accent, it just
horrible.
Set it off. It just set it off.
I should have done the whole thing in the Cockney one.
Yeah, you should have done the whole thing in the Cockney accent that would have been great.
That would have been very
obnoxious. I did Sam Elliott or something close to it.
Something close to Sam Elliott. Yes, we have guest stars.
Yes.
Mainly just Sam Elliott. So let's listen to The Pub.
The Pub.
Okay. Our next story is entitled The Pub.
Okay.
And the person that sent this in,
oh yeah,
I would say
had a request.
Requested slash challenged me to read it in an English accent.
You're gonna fuck this up so good. It's gonna be great because I'm looking at it. It's like 4 or 5 paragraphs.
I am not gonna read this whole thing with an English accent.
Come on, the fans asked for it.
I do not have a good English accent, but I'm going to channel my very best Lady Mary and try to read at least the first short paragraph with an English accent.
Lady Mary from Downton.
Lady Mary. But I don't know if I can do it with you looking at me.
Okay.
Don't look at me. Okay. The pub. Don't creeper.
The pub.
The pub. This happened when I was about 29 and had voluntarily taken the position of landlord of a small country pub on the outskirts of Birmingham in the UK. The building was a former row of miners' cottages. No, this sucks.
No, it sounds fine. I'm not looking at you.
I know. The building was a former row of miners' cottages that had been knocked into one bigger building some time ago, but the pub itself had a Grade 2 status, which means it cannot be built onto or altered in any way, as it is of historical importance. Okay, that was my shitty English accent. I'm gonna just read it in my normal, stupid accent.
That's all you got?
Yeah, I feel like I can do it much better than that, but the nerves and the pressure are making it hard.
Well, I mean, so at least you're not burping.
Yeah. So apologies for that horrible English accent, everybody.
Nah, it sounded fine. It was actually like a light accent.
It was very light.
I thought you were going to go like super fucking heavy.
Like Cockney?
Yeah, like...
This happened when I was 29 and had voluntarily taken the position of landlord of the small country pub on the outskirts of Birmingham in the UK.
See, it'd probably be easier for you to do it like that.
No, I'm just going to read it. All right, let's start this over again. Okay, because this is a creepy story, so I want to give it the credit it deserves. Should I read the first paragraph again?
Just read whatever you feel like you need to do.
This happened when I was about 29 and had voluntarily taken the position of landlord of a small country pub on the outskirts of Birmingham in the UK. The building was a former row of miners' cottages that had been knocked into one bigger building some time ago, but the pub itself had a Grade 2 status, which means it cannot be built onto or altered in any way, as it is of historical importance. For the first month or so, it was standard day-to-day, and I got to know the locals and settled into a nice routine. About a month before Christmas, I was informed by one of the staff who had worked there for a long time that the decorations and tree were in the attic. Up I went to retrieve them and noticed an almost Arctic drop in temperature. Bear in mind that I had a full open log fire that heated the entire building, so this frigid temperature shift was a shock. I also had that overwhelming sense of being watched by something, even though it's just an old attic full of boxes and junk. I dragged the decorations down and set them all out and got ready for a busy Christmas. Almost immediately, weird stuff started happening. Glasses falling off shelves, beer lines being disconnected, and the TV switching itself on and off at random times during the day.
What?
Can't help us. Beer lines being disconnected and TV switching itself on and off at random times during the day. One night, while on my own cleaning the beer lines, I heard an almighty crash from the cellar and went to investigate, only to find that all my empty barrels had been stacked up into 2 pyramids on opposite sides of the room.
Fuck that shit.
Fuck that shit.
I mean, give that ghost a job.
I've got freaking goosebumps. That's some straight up, what was that fucking movie from the 80s? With Carol Ann? Carol Ann! Go into the light!
Oh, Poltergeist.
Yeah. Duh. Yeah. Where the chairs would fucking stack themselves
up. Yeah, where that little bitch gets stuck in the TV.
Little bitch.
That little bitch gets stuck in the TV. I remember that one.
Okay, let's go back to creepy. All my empty barrels had been stacked up into 2 pyramids on opposite sides of the room. I probably would have run the fuck out of there and never gone back. That shit... I don't know what is so fucking creepy about things being stacked on each other.
Yeah, I don't see how that's creepy. I would have been like, if you can hear me, can you stack it the way I want it stacked?
Here, put that one over there.
Kind of give a brother a hand here, can you do this part of my job for me? If you can stack it in a fucking pyramid, right? You can probably stack it by the door where it's supposed to go.
And I wasn't saying just anything stacked is creepy, but like when you leave a room and you come back and things are like stacked up and there's no one that's been there. I don't know. I think because I saw Poltergeist as a little kid, like that shit just
I would
creeps
lit
me
that
out.
shit on fire.
Well, don't light the beer on fire, man.
They're empty. I meant the whole fucking
Oh
place.
yeah, he did say empty barrels. Okay.
I meant the whole building.
So go on. Not going to lie, this freaked me the F out, and I left what I was doing until the next morning. So yeah, he noped the fuck out of there. Mm-hmm. This sort of nonsense continued for the next few days until Sunday morning at 6 a.m. The flat above the pub had a long corridor between the stairs downstairs and the door to the actual flat. In this corridor was the hatch to the attic. Anyways, at 6 that Sunday, I was woken up by the sound of someone stamping down this corridor, slowly but very loudly. Every 10 seconds or so, there would be this almighty wham, like someone dropping a heavy crate on the floor. As it was getting closer to my door, dashing out of bed and grabbing the bat that I kept for ... reasons, I waited with bated breath behind the door for them to get closer and closer, thinking I was being robbed. When they got close, they stopped, and I opened the door and swung like an American baseball man, in parentheses, Babe Ruth, ?
American baseball man.
Oh, those American baseball men. To my shock and genuine fear, there was nothing and nobody there. This continued every Sunday at 6 a.m. until after Christmas, along with more general nuisance stuff, while I packed all the stuff back up and stuffed it back into the attic.
So wait a minute, did he lived?
Yeah, it sounds like he lived in the flat above the pub.
Fuck that.
Right?
Like if you couldn't handle the shit being stacked. If I was freaked out by the kegs or whatever being stacked in the wherever they were stacked, there's no fucking way I'd walk up some steps and be like, I'm gonna go to sleep now.
Down the creepy long corridor, past the attic.
I quit. Give me my final paycheck. Yeah. I'll take all my pounds or quids or whatever the fuck they get paid in over there, and I'd be on my way.
Yeah, this guy's brave.
But I have no feelings, and I am a man.
Right.
And so stacked barrels don't freak me out. I know. I love them.
Okay. This continued every Sunday at 6 a.m. until after Christmas, along with the more general nuisance stuff, when I packed all the stuff back up and stuffed it back into the attic. Then, as suddenly as it had started, it all stopped, and I'm thinking, have I had some sort of breakdown? Nobody else was around when these things happened, so it could have just been me, maybe. Next year, I bought new decorations because, like hell, I was going back up into that attic again. And that's it. You have to be aware that this pub was in the middle of the countryside, miles away from near enough anything except farms. I think it aged me about 20 years.
I wonder if it was like World War II ghosts.
Well, no, it said it was the pub was actually inside what used to be miners' cottages. So, old miners.
Those miners, they're fucking angry.
Well, fuck yeah, if you got the fucking... The black lung. I think I have the black lung.
I've got the black lung. Darling, I've got the black lung.
So, this was sent to us from Joe from the Hallmark of Greatness podcast. And we're going to give him a little shout out later on at the end of the podcast.
That's good. Okay.
All right. So, thank you, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
Righty-o. Thank you, Joe.
Yeah. Send us more stories, mate.
All right. That was a spooky story.
Very much.
It's still spooky. I still want to go there. I think on Twitter, Joe said that the pub was now like a carvery, which I had to look up what that was. And it's one of those, I forget. I don't know what we call them here, but basically.
It's where little old men just sit there and whittle shit
just whittle.
With a pocket knife?
No, it's like where they have the meats on sticks that they come to your table and just like shave the meat off onto your plate.
Yeah, we're going to go there. Definitely.
Okay. I'll just drink the beer if they still have it. Okay, our last story. We both liked this one of our favorites. This might be from Legends of the Fall. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I'm really bad at like knowing what episode went with, or what story went with what episode.
Yeah.
But this one is called The Stairs.
Oh, shit. I think it was. I think it was Legends of the Fall.
Possibly.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Or Mishmash. I don't know. All I know is it's horrifying, but still funny.
But still funny, yeah.
And this is The Stairs.
The Stairs. This story is called The Stairs. I work on the second floor of my office building, and although there are multiple entrances and exits, because of COVID restrictions, you are only supposed to use certain ones depending on your location in the building. My exit is a big outdoor staircase that is notorious for having people almost fall down it.
That sounds like something should be done about that, maybe?
Maybe. Well, one day it was my turn. I was leaving at the end of the day with my friend and our supervisor when I apparently took a wrong step and suddenly found myself falling down the stairs.
No.
Can you imagine just what goes through your
Adrenaline?
head and the adrenaline that pumps when you start to see those stairs coming up to meet your face?
Mm-mm. I actually, honestly, because of the way my brain works, I envision that every time I walk down a pair of stairs.
Yeah.
My brain just goes to like, what is the worst case scenario that could happen in any given moment? And I imagine it.
A bald eagle could come pick my eyes out, or I could fall down the stairs.
I could drive right off this bridge into fucking open water
Oblivion.
and drown.
That moment seemed to go on forever. I hit all of my knees and elbows on the way down.
All of them.
All of them.
Oh.
Multiple times.
Oh.
As well as my face. Oh. Which was probably spared by the fact that I was wearing a mask.
Oh, thank you, COVID.
That's fucking A. Thanks, COVID.
Oh,
Anyway.
Does it say that in the email?
No. Oh, it says thanks, COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was probably spared by the fact that I was wearing a mask. Thanks, COVID. Anyway, I had to describe what happened to safety and security, but the whole event is super blurry in my mind.
Yeah,
Probably-
I feel like, sorry, your adrenaline is probably just,
Oh, yeah.
and your stress levels are so
Yeah.
high, like
Well,
nothing.
the fact that this person said that the moment seemed to go on forever.
Yeah.
When crazy shit happens, you think about it and it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
Even though it happens within a couple seconds, it's burned into your brain.
Well, you kind of remember every second, but then also don't remember the details.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the whole event is super blurry in my mind, probably partially because of the shock, and also because of my overwhelming concern that because I was wearing a dress that day, my boss, who is a guy and who is right behind me, had seen my brand spanking new red underwear that I was wearing. I think at that point, even if he did see the underwear, he didn't give a fuck. Like,
there's probably so many other things
because it
going
was like,
through.
oh, red underwear. Oh, red underwear. Oh, red underwear.
Just somersault
As you're just
down the
tumbling
stairs.
down the stairs.
Oh.
Yep. I had just gotten all new underwear and had been feeling pretty fancy about myself. My friend maintains to this day that no one saw, but she's full of shit. I'm never sure that I completely believe her, but if they did, man, I don't want to know. By the way, these days, if I'm going to wear a dress, I always try to pick boring underwear that will blend in under my tights in case anything that stupid ever happens again. Also, I was also smoking a lot of weed. Okay.
Oh,
Aww.
that's so just horrifying.
Yeah. I've been in some pretty hairy situations in my life, and I know the feeling of everything happens so fast, but in your mind when it happens, you can recall every detail so vividly.
Well, I'm glad they weren't hurt more than all of the knees and elbows being scraped up.
All of my knees and elbows. I am also an arachnid. So all 8 of my knees and elbows.
That's right. That was a good story. Yeah. Good in the, I don't know.
Oh, good in a podcast way.
Good in a podcast way. Not good for the person who tumbled down the stairs.
Yes, no, not at all.
Yeah. We hope you're well.
Yes. We hope you are well.
And your red underwear survived.
Yes. Hopefully you didn't scrub those up too much.
That's right. All right. Hopefully this person has healed from their fall.
Yes, hopefully.
And that's it.
I mean, I don't think they'll ever really heal,
Yeah.
but
It'll be an emotional scar forever.
yes, but they're
physical ailments have gone.
I don't know if I would ever heal from something like that. Emotionally, I don't know if I could ever walk down a pair of stairs.
I know.
again.
Well, I mean, I think anyone, you get that little bit of PTSD, and
yeah.
every time you go down a flight of stairs, that's all that's going to go through your head.
Yeah.
So just grab the rail.
Hang on tight. Do like 2 feet on each step going down.
One
One
left foot,
2
right
foot
foot.
on- yeah.
Left foot, right foot.
Right. All right, guys. So we just wanted to put out a little content not mid seasons, between seasons.
Just to keep you a little interested. We've
Yeah.
got more stories. We're getting more stories.
Yeah. So now is the perfect time to go back and listen to all of season 1 before we start season 2 in August.
Yes.
In the meantime, while you are listening, make sure you follow, subscribe, give us a rating if you like what you're hearing, leave us a review.
Yes.
It really helps with whatever.
Get the podcast out there.
Yeah, you can do that on either Apple Podcasts or Podchaser. Come visit us on our socials. We are FMWL Pod on all of them, pretty much.
Yep. And if you have stories, if you re-listen to our episodes and something, sparks a memory, send your stories in to fmwlpod@gmail.com. That's fmwlpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, keep sending in those stories. We want to get them ready for season 2.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're gonna try some new exciting things in season 2 as well. We're gonna maybe have some special guests.
Yeah.
We're gonna have people come on and just tell you their stories instead of us read them to you.
And we're looking for guests also. And we're figuring out the whole Zoom guest and everything. So no matter where you are in the world, let us know. We'll have you as a guest, because I think it'll really expand. Not expand as like how many people listen, but it will expand the interesting factor of the podcast.
Well, yeah, because I think a lot of people, I think everybody probably has crazy work stories, but not everybody wants to sit down and write them. So if you've got a great story and you just don't want to sit down and write it, but you want to come on and tell your story,
definitely.
Send us an email. Let us know and we'll set it up. Support indie podcasts, everyone. There's a lot of us doing good stuff, really interesting things.
Yeah, definitely. Go to our Twitter page and you will see the podcasts that we are supporting and give them a try. I mean, we support so many indie podcasts, and some of them are so good. They're so good and so funny. And some of them are most of them are funny, but some of them they've got some good intellect value.
Yeah,
you'll learn some shit.
Really well researched.
Yes.
People are working hard and like making a lot of content for free for you. So go and support them, not just monetarily, but like we said, follow, rate, review, subscribe, tell your friends. We've given shout outs to a lot of podcasts over season 1. We plan on to continue doing that.
And that's how they grow.
2. Yeah.
I mean, every podcast starts somewhere.
That's right.
And we want to help people grow.
Yeah.
And we want to help us grow.
Yeah. It's mutual.
Yes.
Mutual.
Right.
Okay, everyone.
All right.
Thank you for listening to our bonus episode.
Yep. Thanks, fuckers.
You're the best fuckers ever. We
That's
love
right.
you. And we may put out another bonus episode before season 2, but if not, we'll see you in
we'll see. We'll see. We'll see you in probably the middle of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.